When we say you create your own reality, we're talking about you. Yes, we are. We're talking about the things you're thinking right here and now. We're talking about the things that you speak of with your lovers and with your friends. We're talking about the things you do. We're talking about the focus of you. But we're also talking, we're really talking about the non-physical part of you who has been thinking long before this physical brain of you was thinking, that is holding all of this together. And what you are about here and now is finding new things to think about to merge with what has already come to be known from non-physical. Are you feeling that? In other words, non-physical knows the power of love and the power of appreciation and never ever deviates from it. You do it all the time. You deviate from it all the time, but it doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means you're out there on the leading edge, on the raw and ragged edge, on the raw and bleeding edge. So here you are out here on this leading, bleeding edge, and in this experience of contrast, you are arriving at new things that you would like to consider, but you never consider anything that we all don't just rush in around and revel in the newness of what you have discovered. And as we revel in the newness of what you've discovered, the evolution of all of us moves forward. And as you know, you can come with us or not. We just went. So your work here is to discover new things to present as the leading edge, and then to hopefully, and we mean that in the nicest way, to hopefully keep up with what you have decided is the new, at least for you, leading edge conversation. And that's why we joyfully come to play with you. Because here you articulate your new leading edge inquiry. Here you articulate what's on your mind. And we want to impart to you in such a powerful way that you will always know it, that whatever is on your mind matters very, 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 very much. Because you are out here sifting and sorting on this leading edge. And we are happy to play with you. This is the tripping point. I accept where I am, like it pretty good. I know that there's more, want it now. And we say, can't have it both ways. If you accept where you are and you know it will evolve, then there's something about the complete acceptance of where you are that allows everything that you've been asking for to come in the comfortable, incremental way that you've been asking for, you see.
Right.
This is the piece. This is the missing piece. This is the piece that you're hearing. Conceptually, it makes sense. You just got to practice it. And as you feel angst dissolve and that lovely feeling ensue, so then what it comes to is you find yourself shifting emotionally into the vortex with nothing changing that you can see. But it doesn't need to change because you've accomplished what you really wanted anyway. You've shifted into the vortex because it was all for the emotion anyway. But then, because you're in there, now you have clear view. And now all this other inspiration and manifestation of stuff that you want starts revealing itself to you. But as humans, you don't want to call those emotions manifestations. You don't want the idea of the new car or the idea of the improved body or the idea of the lovely relationship. You don't want, for the most part, the idea to be called the manifestation. You want the car in the garage and the lover in the bed and the improvement in the body. In other words, you want proof. You want others to be able to see it. But if you can accept that the idea is the manifestation and you can revel in the fact that you are consciousness exploring variety, and that out of that variety is born desire, and that desire matters more than everything else put together because that desire is the expansion of the universe. If you can accept that as your creation and relax into the knowing that you have done what you came to do, in the absence of resistance, it is our promise to you that the specifics of that desire will fill in around you in the most delightful dance with all of the others that you play with on your planet, as you together continue to move forward in this never-ending expansion that we are all about. The important part of this is alignment with who I am. And so as you are moving around in this physical environment and are deliberately modifying your perspective in order to allow your alignment, in order to achieve the continual manifestation of feeling good, by feeling, you see, you can't line up with who you are and therefore feel good without these things happening. When you feel good, you are in alignment with all of your clarity and all of your power and all of your knowledge.
Yes.
So as you practice it here in this physical experience and you feel the fullness of who you are flowing through you, let's use a different word, the oneness, your word, the oneness of all of that,
yes,
you'll get so comfortable with feeling the wholeness, the oneness, the fullness of who you are, that when you do reach that place where you're making your transition, it will just feel completely normal to you.
Okay.
Humans often have the feeling, and it's completely incorrect. They've come to conclusions that they are here proving some sort of worthiness, and that they are fragmented parts of something that is greater, and that when they have their death experience, that they will return to their maker, and they will return feeling pretty much as they feel now in this physical body, and that then they will have a relationship with source pretty much like they have it here in their physical body. And we say, when you reemerge into that which is source, you will feel that source perspective.
Yes.
Your words again were perfect. The discomfort that you feel is in the moment just an indication of the separation that you've got going on in your not yet accepting that oneness that the whole premise of this conversation began with. Mm-hmm. Because you still are like a lot of people where you still are believing in struggle. And it doesn't feel to you like you're paying enough of a price when you just want to play. Because the mindset of most humans is that you don't play your way into success. And we want you to realize that you could join the ranks. We talked about this earlier, or someone mentioned this economic pie that people are wanting to share. And there's not a finite amount of economy that you're splitting up. There's an infinite amount of economy that's in the vortex. But when you believe that there is only so much that you're sharing, rather than an infinite amount that you will be guided to, you have a different stance in all of this. So much of the world is outside the vortex. In other words, not understanding that they are vibrational beings, and not understanding that things are always working out for them, and not understanding that there is a version of them, which includes everything that they want, that is calling them. Most people believe that it is through their action and through their hard work and through their determination that they will make things happen. We are not in disagreement with the fact that you can make things happen by deciding that you're going to do it, by determining it, by writing in your book, and by making sure that you do it. In other words, we know that you can effort and you can accomplish, and that much of your world is functioning in just that way. But this is a forum where we are teaching you about the power of the universe. This is a forum where we are teaching you about the power of what's in your vortex and your much easier access to it than anyone understands. And you're right. You can't have it both ways. You can't be in the world of struggle, which has limits to how much you can struggle yourself too. Because when you are struggling your way, you're limited by time, you're limited by space, you're limited by how much you can actually physically move around in a period of time. There are definite limitations to that. That's a working by the hour. That's the process of going through the motions. That's the process of doing everything that you can physically extract or call forth from your physical beingness. But it is not utilizing the power that creates worlds. It's not utilizing the energy. It's not utilizing the law of attraction. And that's why so many people are discouraged and so many people are tired, because they're efforting, bucking their own current. So when we talk to you about the vortex, when we talk to you about energy, when we talk to you about emotions, when we talk to you about alignment and resonance, we're talking about doing the work that matters most first, and that is aligning with that energy and thereby becoming the cooperative component to the things that you've already put there. And things begin to move in your favor that require no effort. It just requires being flexible enough that you can move in the direction of what's calling you in the strongest way. That's what true inspiration is. That's what divine intervention is. That's what aligning with the fairies of the universe is, you see. There's so much leverage in alignment and so much hard work without it. It's interesting, isn't it? Because when something happens that pleases you, it is easy to be happy. But do you think you can conjure happy before it happens? That's the work. Conjure happy before it happens, and from the vortex, the manifestation will then occur. That's how it happens. So if you can think of the happy as the manifestation, which you have complete control over, don't you? Then you've got it. Okay. Really, we make too much of all of it. But the reason that we do is because you ask sometimes for things that you are not quite ready to hear in the fullness. When we begin with you, the first thing that we said to a group as Esther was receiving us was, if there is something that life has shown you that you want, and you believe it, then it is in full manifestation. In other words, if you want it and believe it, then it must be. And there's evidence all around you of that alignment. Well, those are nice sounding words, but most people, they thought, at least at that time, that to believe something just meant to say it. I believe these affirmations. I believe this. I believe these annoying things. I believe them. And we say, what you believe is the vibration that you keep practicing. And the question is, are you practicing a vibration that is in alignment with what you really want and what the source within you believes, or something different? And you can tell by the way you feel. But if we begin by saying to you, well, just get happy, do you hear how many people just laugh about that? Mm-hmm. You got to be pretty unhappy before being happy is high on your list of things to do. Right. And when it is, then it is our knowing that you will find a way. And so that's really what we are talking about all day, every day. Okay. Getting right to the essence of who you are, and then reflecting that power back into manifestation. So let's say you're focused in your body as you are. Here you are, clumps on chairs, a beautiful room, magnificent city. Here you are, so poignantly, vitally, physically alive, right here, right now. And as you're here right now, appreciating something, so watch this. You were non-physically focused. A part of you came forth into this consciousness. You gave birth to more. The source energy part of you became it. And right now, you're allowing the fullness of that back into your physical body. The fullness of that back into your physical body. And the thing that we want you to hear above anything that we ever say, although we have to tell you it's about the only thing we ever say. The thing that we want you to feel mostly is that this is why you be here in this physical body. You said, I'll go and figure out how to be more, and then I'll figure out how to line up with more, so that all that I am can be pointedly with me in this leading edge moment, experiencing the more. You see? So when you decide that you want to have a conversation with someone, and that you would like the fullness of who you are to manifest, so that means you want clarity, not confusion. That means you want humor, not doldrum. That means you want joy, not a feeling of despair. That means you want to be an uplifter, not someone who discourages. That means you want to be someone who gives life to the people that you're visiting with, not someone who sucks the life from them. In other words, you really want, and if you are to feel good, you must have an awareness that the source within you will come to every party that you ever have. Every communication, you have the availability of this infinite intelligence pouring through you. Don't you just love it when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on? Don't you just love it when you're at the top of your game? Don't you just love it when the most clever things come out of your mouth? And don't you just love it when those clever things come out and everyone around you is uplifted by the fact that they have? Don't you just love it when you are so tuned in that you are evoking tuning in from other people, so that there's this synergy? Don't you just love a mastermind conversation where good ideas just keep coming? Don't you just love being so all that you really are that you can't do anything less than evoke all that somebody else is in the same moment, because your energy is so high you're dominating the moment? Don't you just love being the pure positive energy being that you are while in a physical body? And we want you to know that's what you came for. You didn't come to make something that was broken unbroken. broken. You didn't come to fix a broken world. It isn't broken. You came for the fun, for the clarity of the expansion. You came for the moments in time. You came for the collective consciousness. You came for the platform of physical life experience. You came for the continuity of this physical life experience. We just want you to understand that the